Hi, my name is Gianna Babs. I am doing the lab video for Lab 2 Histology. It is January 21st, 2019, and I'm going to be talking about the epithelial tissues, the connective tissues, the muscle tissues, and nervous tissues. So the epithelial tissue is a barrier for the internal and external environments of the body. It allows things that should go into your body to permeate inside, and as well keeping harmful and things that shouldn't be in your body out. A major epithelial tissue in your body is your skin, and there are three shapes of epithelial tissues: the simple tissue, which has one layer; the stratified tissue, which has multiple layers; and the transitional or columnar, which has just multiple layers that are all over the place. The epithelial tissues are based on function as well. There are 5 categorized types of functioning epithelial tissue: ciliated, which have feet and exchange, transporting, secretory, and protective. The next type of tissue is the connective tissue, which is pretty self-explanatory. It connects cells to each other, and which is its main function, and also protects different organs as well from moving and things like that. It protects as well the skeletal system, your bones. There are 4 different classifications that are pretty broad. There's a loose connective tissue, which is very loosely organized. There's dense connective tissue, which is, of course, denser organization with thicker fibers. And there's supportive tissue, like your bones, which support the body and its structure. As well, an example of the loose connective tissue is, I can't think of one right now, I'm sorry. But the fluid connective tissue, which is the 4th tissue, is like your blood and fluid, like your limbs. Anything that keeps fluid, of course. The 3rd tissue we're going to talk about is the muscle. It allows movement as well as with as well as with the connective tissue protecting your skeletal system. The muscle tissue as well enwraps that so that you're able to move. It's very excitable, meaning that it contracts and relaxes as well for your muscles to move. There are 3 types of muscle tissue: the skeletal tissue, smooth tissue, and cardiac. And the skeletal tissue, of course, is pretty fibrous, and the nucleuses are elongated so that the cells can be long in order to form our limbs and our bones and stuff. And smooth tissue is kind of connected. It's very, of course, smooth, and the nucleus, it looks like, are multinucleated, so it brings in multinucleuses in order to keep its shape, and it's fused. And the cardiac muscle, I'm sorry, not tissue, muscle, these different muscles have 2 different types of junctions: the gap junction and the tight junction, where there's like gaps, of course, in the fibers, but as well there's also those thick fibers. The last tissue is the nervous tissue, And these are, like the muscle tissue, is also excitable. It is made up of mainly the neuron and neuroglia, and the neurons are what uses action potential for like the stimulus is what the neuron is what the stimulus moves through in order to get those that information from your brain in order to move. The neuroglia is also very important because it acts as a support to the neurons and transferring the information that the neurons receive. And so those are the four main types of tissues that we see in our body and their function and structure.